Curtis Calhoun here with MMA News, and right now I am joined by Sadibou Sy, who picked up a big win this past weekend at PFL 6. How's it going, Sadibou?
Hey, man. Thank you for having me. Everything is great. I have no complaints, man.
Absolutely, man. It's always great to talk to you. I think we talked like right after your last fight. Now this one is becoming a thing. I got to get your first thoughts, thoughts on your performance, the fight overall. Obviously, picking up a viral knockout. Just kind of give me your thoughts on how things played out.
Yeah, it feels good. I don't need only look at the end result. I look at like everything, like how the process is going. I feel better. I feel more and more comfortable. I believe that you can see me showing a little bit more of myself, a little bit more dynamic. Um, I'm just starting to trust myself in there and having fun. And in regards to this fight, I'm very happy about it because I really wanted to give a good knockout because, like I said, it took a minute for me to get to my own, so to speak, and get comfortable. And now I start to get comfortable. I'm gonna trust my techniques a little bit more.
Is that a big thing that you've kind of learned at this point in your career with more experience, is learning to be more comfortable with your style and getting more comfortable in the cage and just flowing with to your technique and all that? Is that something that you've kind of learned to develop over time?
For sure, for sure. Because like I come from the kickboxing and Muay Thai background, right? So I knew exactly how I wanted to fight. I knew what I wanted to do. In MMA, it took me a minute to find the right regimen for everything. So I've been trying to figure out the best way for me to fight, basically. And I believe that me and my team now has everything figured out, so to speak, in terms of how we want to approach each fight, how I prepare, and uh, like what I'm good at, what I need to get better at, and stuff like that. So it's been taking a minute, but now like I said, I start to feel more and more comfortable, and you're just gonna see a better side of each fight, I believe, because in my mind, I've said it. This year and next year is gonna be when I start hitting my prime. So even though I'm 36 years old, I'm still getting better, and I believe you can see that.
Absolutely, man. And I want to talk a little bit about the knockout itself. You talked a little bit about after the fight, how you kind of visualized it. And it was one of the things that you visualized leading up to this fight. Kind of talk to me a little bit about that, because you attempted the kick a few different times throughout the fight, and it was just barely getting blocked. And then obviously you found the hole late in the fight. Just kind of talk to me a little bit about that.
So the thing is, that's my favorite kick. Like that's not a kick that you use all the time, obviously. But like if you could ask me like I so, and I want to know who I am because I won the championship last year. I showed that I can do that now, but I didn't show my full potential. So I wanted to make sure that I put on a little bit of a show. So that's why I was going back to it, because I knew that I would be able to that I would be able to land it. I just needed to be a little bit more uh, like a little bit smarter of setting it up and the distance and whatnot. But that's why I was going back to it all the time, because I knew soon enough I'll land it.
Leading up to the fight itself, one thing that I really noticed watching the fight back today is that he kept kind of a low guard, when he was striking. Was that kind of an opening that you saw pretty much from the get-go, is to attempt that high kick? Like coming into the fight, was that a big part of the game plan?
It was. But the thing is, like because watching him fight, he's been he's been looking different. Like some fights he does like almost like a Philly shell. Sometimes he has a high guard. So we knew that like he probably is gonna switch it up a little bit. But I definitely saw openings for the high kicks. But the high kicks comes from going to the belly, going to the legs, like mixing it up, and then going upstairs. So I wasn't only head hunting. I was changing levels in the terms of where I was hitting him, and I believe that's what makes it hard to defend when you attack at all different levels. It's not only the head, so you can't only cover up, because you cover up the head. Now I'm gonna blast your leg. Oh, you blast. Okay, now I'm going to the belly. So I believe that. So that was the plan, but we always knew that, like, if the opportunity is there, try to throw out the spinning head kick to get the viral finish.
Did you see that the knockout got on the SportsCenter top 10?
It got number 8, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like, what do you have to do to
To
get
get number
like,
one.
yeah, exactly. But no, all jokes aside, I saw it. I got that sent to me, and it's not something that I take for granted. To be honest, I'm very happy. I'm very proud about that. So that was the whole fight. The whole week went better than expected, and I'm very happy about that. But with all that being said, um, nothing of that is gonna help me in August. So I'm just enjoying it right now. But make no mistake, I know I have another fight, and I'll make sure I have everything for that one.
You're facing a guy that's that you're a little familiar with, and Carlos Leal, a guy that you faced last year. Talk to me a little bit about the matchup itself. How do you see it, and have you seen him, make any significant adjustments since the last time you guys fought?
So to be honest, that's a good question. I haven't even like started the breakdown yet to see his improvements and whatnot from last season and then when we fought. I, I believe, to be honest, that I've done like bigger leaps in terms of my progression than he has. But it's a matchup that I'm really looking forward to, because in my mind, my opinion, I should say, that was the most fun fight last season. The style that he has brings out something in me, so it's gonna be a fun one.
And in terms of the time between now and the playoffs, like, are you pretty much getting right back in the gym with the quick turnaround, not really taking a lot of time off? And I know you're training down there in Las Vegas now, and I want to ask
Yeah.
a little bit about that, but kind of talk to me a little bit about what these next few weeks look like for you.
Yeah, no, I already started working out yesterday. So Sunday, Monday, took the days off, and then started on yesterday I started already. Did 2 sessions yesterday, doing sessions today. Like, I already started. I'm not going full speed yet. I have an amazing team that programs everything. So everything is like. We're 9 weeks out, we're gonna do this. 8 weeks out, we're gonna do this. 7 weeks out, and so forth, and so on and so forth. So that's something that I'm very blessed with, being here, finding the right team around me that helps me and puts me in position. So I just have to show up, be ready to work hard, and the rest is gonna solve itself, I guess.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about that, because I remember when we talked earlier this year, you mentioned to me, about the move to Las Vegas and, kind of the process that you went and deciding to make that move. In hindsight, like, what are some of the biggest ways that you feel like you've grown as a person and as a fighter since you made that move to Las Vegas?
Like, to be honest, I believe just getting out of my comfort zone and showing myself that I am ready to do whatever it takes, because Sweden is home. I know, like, I've always been like very keen on having my friends and family close to me, never moved, never, like, so making the move just showed myself, like, okay, you really want this, right? And then when I started, like, turning every stone, I just realized, okay, so I'm gonna go into everything with a white belt mentality uh, in life in general. So I like whatever there's room for improvement, that's where we're gonna try to improve. So I believe mostly, like, for me as a person, getting out of my comfort zone and getting like it's my I have friends here as well, right? But it's my wife and I that's out here in Vegas together. And other than that, I don't have any like back home in Sweden. I have a lot of friends, a lot of things happening around that I want to show up for birthdays, for etc. etc. I don't have anything like that. It's literally eat, train, and sleep, like, and then repeat.
I gotcha, man. Before we wrap things up here, once again, I really do appreciate the time. It's always great to
Appreciate it.
chat with you. I want to ask you a little bit about the other semifinals matchup. Obviously, we got
Yeah,
Magomed Karimov and Magomed Umaletov. Really
yeah.
interesting stylistic matchup. You don't have to give a prediction, but how do you see that matchup playing out, and how do you see it stylistically?
Yeah, it's a very fun matchup. I know I'll be watching. Um, Hard to say who I would favor. I think Magomed Karimov has a little bit more experience on fighting on this level, and seeing that those guys have trained together a lot, I think that you might be able to see some wrestling and grappling, and I believe that will favor Magomed Karimov. But I don't know. It's the fight game, so we just have to wait and see.
Before we wrap things up here, I'll give you the final word to give out some shout outs to your team, social media if you want, all that stuff. I'll give you the final word, man.
Yeah, man. So next fight, make sure you guys tune in. It will be on August 23rd in New York. I'm fighting Carlos Leal for in the semifinals. So make sure you tune in. And for there's so many people to to thank and to go through. I don't have them all in my mind. I don't want to leave people out. So I just know you know who you are. And love you guys.
Absolutely. Well, Sadibou, I appreciate the time. Always great to chat with
All right.
you. All the best in these
Likewise.
next few weeks, and I'm sure we'll chat closer to the fight, man. Appreciate the time.
Let's do it. All right, my man.